This week on the Bill and Randy podcast, discover a breakthrough for anxiety and depression, focus, grief and sadness, sleep, trauma, and more. This is drug-free, non-invasive, FDA approved, and is helping people of all ages regain control and have a greater sense of balance and calm in their lives. This week's special guest is Kelly Currie from the Serene Brain in Fenton. So stay tuned to your community connection to find out more about this amazing technology and how it might help you or someone you love.
It's the Bill and Randy podcast. Your connection to community.
4, 3, 2, 1. Take it, baby. Hey, welcome to the Bill and Randy's podcast show today. We got a lot going on. We got some beer tasting. We got Kelly Currie here from Serene Brain. Not Brian. Just remember, guys, us guys think differently. Serene Brain. She's got some cool things that they do at her business. But first, we are going to taste this beer. Randy, why don't you tell us about it real quick?
We're going to start off with the beer tasting, ladies and gentlemen. Raspberry Vanilla Porter made by the Austin Brothers. 6% alcohol by volume. Now, I bought this beer thinking Kelly was going to really like it because they had raspberry in it. And maybe that's chauvinist of me thinking all women like fruity things. But anyway, I bought it, and we're going to do a quick tasting of it, and then we'll move along.
All right.
You can definitely taste the raspberry and vanilla in it. And I kind of like it.
Nice dark.
Yeah.
I like the dark part of it.
Yeah, it's a dark beer. It's a porter, so if anyone likes dark beers, this would be a good one to get it if you like fruitiness.
If you like fruity.
Well, the raspberry is strong. If they had more vanilla, less raspberry, I think it'd be like a good combination. Because raspberry is strong in there, for me anyways.
So you don't like it, or you do?
I do, but it's just too much raspberry, I think. That's just my opinion.
I think it's strong enough. It's beer strong enough so that I'm not offended by the raspberry and vanilla.
I like how you put that. That's good. You're going to run for office someday. You know how to put that in a very PC world.
But yeah, we're going to deep dive into Kelly's business, the Serene Brain, here in a minute. We got a couple event announcements we're going to do real quick, and then we'll get into talking to Kelly and find out more about Serene Brain. So the Fenton Experience Family Night, June 11th, this Thursday coming up. It's the Fenton Farmers Market, and the Fenton Community Orchestra is going to be playing there Thursday night, tomorrow night. Not a rock band, ladies and gentlemen. Just the Fenton Community Orchestra. So if you like orchestra music,
That should be good.
Have you ever seen an orchestra live before?
I have.
Yeah, they're pretty good live. I'll watch them live, but I won't listen to them like on radio.
Right.
But watching them live is really cool.
But that kind of music is good for your brain.
It is good for your
Yes.
brain. It is.
Now I'm learning more because this is going to be really interesting when she talks about music. Now we have Margaritas for Marlene, a fundraiser for longtime Sagebrush Fenton manager Marlene Konis. Tuesday, June 9th. It's an all-day event. Dine in or carry out to benefit Marlene's ongoing care expenses. And again, that's at Sagebrush Cantina, Tuesday, June 9th, all day long. And I'm taking she's suffering from cancer, or is it breast cancer?
It doesn't say on there, but it's
Pink.
for a good cause.
It's for a good
If
cause.
Pink is probably breast
cancer.
cancer.
So it's
Yeah.
breast cancer. And then what do you have over there?
All right, and then I got karaoke at the Mill Pond. This is in Linden. Every Tuesday from 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. they have karaoke, so you can go there and sing your heart out. And this is
Why do you drink to get drunk? Why? No, I mean,
yeah.
this is the reason why I don't do karaoke, because I suck at it.
So this is
just
put
saying.
on sponsored by Choice One, Raycor Financial. Do you know? Is that
Rocker.
Rocker. Okay, thank you.
That's how
Kelly,
I
you're
say
hired.
it
Vic
anyways.
Bond, Beacon and Bridge, Linden DDA, happening in Linden and Southern Lakes Parks and Rec.
And then, real quick before we go to Kelly here, we got this cool thing, which, they didn't do this when I was growing up. I wish they would have, but hey, fast forward, and we're going to talk a lot of years later. Beginning volleyball camp. They got a beginners volleyball camp, ages 5 to 7, 8 to 10, and 11 to 13. And that's going to be held on Wednesday, June 10th, 17th, 24th, and July 1st. Again, that's Wednesday, July 10th, June 17th, June 24th, and July 1st. Check it out. You go to Sun Lake's website, slpr.net. Again, that's slpr.net. $42 is for the price. Residents and the non-residents is $52. So, hey, check this out because if you like playing volleyball, there you go. They're going to teach you.
Yep, there you go.
So let's moving on here. We're going to talk about Kelly here. So we were just getting to know each other before we got started here. So what inspired you to start your business with the Serene Brain? Just curious.
So, to get a little heavy right to start off with, I grew up in a dysfunctional family. I had an alcoholic dad, and my mom is probably narcissistic. I ended up marrying a narcissist, which led to a horrible divorce because of all that. So, as someone who's dealt with my own trauma recovery for the last 35 years, also dealt with ADHD, sleep and focus issues, I've made it my mission to help other people find relief and healing.
Yes, I can relate to all of that. We can almost be related. So I can really relate to all that because growing up, I can understand how that can be traumatic. I can really get it. And, with my mom being the same thing, narcissistic, yes. And it doesn't help when you get older because you're still trying to figure out how to deal with it.
Right.
And then, of course, when you get done, you're like, okay, I need to take a break. Where do I go? So what do you guys do in your clinics?
Well, it's not a clinic.
Okay.
We're FDA approved as health and wellness. So
Yes.
I'm limited to what I can say. I'm not a neuroscientist or a therapist. I am a certified brain trainer. So what we do is have people come in for brain training. They sit in a nice, comfortable chair. It is a very serene atmosphere. I had one client tell me felt like a spa. And I connect sensors like an EKG that reads your heartbeats. This is an EEG that reads your brain waves. So instead of sensors around your heart, there's sensors on your head. It's read only. You listen to music while you're sitting in the chair, while you're connected with the sensors. And when the computer program senses your brain going into turbulence or imbalance, you'll hear skips in the music. And like you said, it's like holding a mirror up to your brain. Your brain self-adjusts. It self-adjusts, and it does that 256 times per second. The sessions are 33 minutes long, and you feel relaxed, and I call it unscrambling of the brain.
Well, I went and did a session with her was it Friday?
I think so.
Yeah, last Friday, and I fell asleep during it. Probably not for very long, but I did fall asleep.
But he did a little bit snore. I heard it.
She heard
and
me
that's
snore.
music to my ears when people are that relaxed.
Yeah. So, you put on the headphones and listen to the music, relaxing music, and you hear the little skips every once in a while, and it was I felt very relaxed afterwards, and I think I slept better too, actually.
Oh, good.
I think I did. So.
And having said that, you said you just play music to the brain, that type of thing. So this basically excludes any politician because they don't have brains. So we can actually put that out there now. They don't have brains. Hey, I've said this since 1987 when I was in high school, but I just dated myself. Wow, hey, how y'all doing? But I've always said, to go in public office, you had to have a brain, and I realized when I got out of high school that, no, you don't have to have a brain. And my dad always used to yell at me, stop that. I'm like, well, Dad, I'm just being honest.
Everybody has a brain.
Well, not according to Wizard of Oz. I mean, if you talk to Scarecrow, he was looking for a brain. Now, remember. So
true.
he did find it at the end, but, just saying. So you got anything to say on that there, Randy?
No comment.
Open door, insert foot, right?
No comment.
So you got the next question. Go ahead.
So what are some common misconceptions people have about brain training?
That's a good question. I had one client come in, and in his Google review, he said he thought it was woohoo. So it's like voodoo or,
Yeah, like some-
crazy stuff.
Yeah,
and
some kind of like
yeah.
weird.
Yeah, and it's not.
Right.
It's
It's
very
scientific.
it's a complex mathematical computer program, but it's so simplistically done with the brain. It's your brain does a little dance with the computer program. It's nothing there. A good way to describe it, my practice uses dynamical neurofeedback versus linear neurofeedback. And linear neurofeedback is where you have a cap on and you have a clinician and they brain map, and then they'll push and pull your brain through the brain waves that they think need to be pushed and pulled through. My system is a dynamical neurofeedback system, and it simply is a dance that your brain does with the computer program, and it allows your brain to self-adjust how your brain feels it's needed.
So how did you fall into this? I mean, this is something that, this is so cool. I mean, but I didn't realize there was a thing like this.
I know, me
So
neither.
how did you fall into this? Because this is so cool.
So I couldn't sleep. I was sleeping 2 to 4 hours a night if I was lucky for months, if not well over a year. I couldn't function. I'm also a real estate agent. I'm saying a lot. I want to try to stop doing that.
It's a habit, don't worry.
I know,
Don't worry
I know.
about it.
So
You're good.
I'm also a real estate agent, and it was 3 summers ago, maybe 4 summers ago now. I just couldn't function because I wasn't sleeping. I tried supplements. I tried everything short of pharmaceuticals because I didn't want to do pharmaceuticals unless it was absolutely necessary. So I tried supplements. I tried kinesiology through a chiropractor, and don't ask me what that is, but it almost worked, but it didn't. I tried a CBD tincture because that would knock me out, but I also felt drugged. It kept me knocked out through the day, too.
That's not good.
And it just, I didn't want to do drugs. That could be considered a pharmaceutical. One day I was driving down the road, and I was listening to Christian radio and heard Bob Duco on WMUZ talk about the Brain Life Center in Auburn Hills and how they helped with his insomnia. So I thought, what's another couple $1,000? I'm going to go try that. And I was walking around, too. I felt like I was locked in fight or flight. I couldn't get my fists to relax. I broke a tooth because I clenched my teeth so bad. I just couldn't relax. And I wasn't stressed out. I wasn't anxious, but I felt anxious and stressed out. And so I went to the Brain Life Center. I took the summer off real estate, and I went there 3 to 4 times a week and got my sessions. And within the first 5 sessions, at one point, it felt like my cheeks were melting off my face, so I reached up to check.
Yes.
They were still there, and what I figured out was happening was I was finally relaxing and coming out of fight or flight, and it felt good. And I would nap. It was probably the only really good sleep I got until I had quite a few sessions, but I would nap within that 33-minute session each time.
Well, I'm going to go out on a limb here. It is kind of cool. You really need to take this on the road, as in going to the military. I'm
Yeah.
serious because
For
being
veterans.
in the Army,
Right.
even when I came back from Desert Shield, Desert Storm, and other operations, I was always consistently in that flight, that
Right.
mode. I was
Right.
consistently in that mode. My wife would get upset, what's wrong with you? And
Right.
I didn't have an answer. I just couldn't.
Just uptight.
Right. And even to this day, I'm still in that situation. I can't get to where I have relaxation. So like today, I got up late. I know, and Randy's gonna give me yelling here. But I don't sleep well through the night.
Right.
And I feel
Well,
like
let's
I
get
feel
you
like
in
I
and
feel
see
like a
if we can
zombie.
help
You're
you.
like you're going.
Yes.
It's like all of a sudden you do fall asleep. Phones ring. Well, no, just put the phone on silent. There you go. I'll take care of that. We didn't have those back in the day. So you really need to
So
take some more
vets
to it.
and emergency responders.
Yes. So you really need, this really needs to go on the road. I mean, trust me, 'cause we need this.
This really needs to be put out there, like you guys. You guys are really helping me get the word out, so people know that I'm here, that it is a thing, and that it's non-invasive, it's drug-free, that it's a real useful tool for people like you.
And from the vet side, every time VA gets us medicine, we're like, all right, what's this one? What side effects are we looking? Because in the military, you don't realize. All right, you stay in line. Yep, you get your shots. All right, good boy. Thank you.
Right.
Good girl. Get out of here.
Right.
And when you get out, you realize, oh, I've got all these effects because of A.
Right.
And so this here not being any type of medication you have to take, us vets would be more likely to trust this because there's nothing you can do. There may be some conspiracy theory. Oh, they're going to try to control your brainwaves because they got all those wires on your head. They're trying to remap your brain. If you're that far gone, don't bother going. I'm just saying. If you're that far gone,
We don't know each other well, but you get a feel from me. Usually when people sit in my office, I'm very genuine and authentic. People sit in my office, and I hear they trust me with their stories. So I think people would find me trustworthy enough, most people,
Yeah, no,
that
it
I'm
is.
not
It's
doing
just,
anything to their brain.
For me, I just cover a wide spectrum because the world of internet has really shown me what type of normal people, when you thought what normal was, what people are out there. So you try to cover the grounds that, if you're really out there on the spectrum, that this is not going to be for you.
Right.
If you're out there on that
Right.
waist spectrum, this is not going to be for you. If you're just having trouble sleeping, this is a perfect thing. Now, a question to you. As a child, I grew up listening to music, but I used to sleep with, I'm going to date myself again, Johnny Burke on WTRX back in the day, 13:30 a.m. And I used to have an alarm clock that would just listen to music, and sometimes I forget to set the self thing, and I would just shut it off. Is that more like something like this that you're doing, or is it something beyond that?
It's a certain music that comes with the program. It's just a soft, gentle.
Yeah, and you
program.
hear birds tweeting in the background
And rain and fire.
Okay, so
and
you're not
wind.
hearing the Ozzy Osbourne, Judas Priest, Iron Maiden type
No,
music.
no, it's serene music.
Yeah,
it's
it's
just
not
more-
rock and roll for
like
sure.
harps and violins and just
More than
very
nature.
calming music.
Yeah.
Do you know who Dr. Amin is, the
Yes.
brain specialist?
Yes, I
He
do.
says that rock and roll is bad for your brain.
Well, that explained everything for me because it took what brain I had left and it went left. So, like I said, this is really. I mean, we're going to talk offline because I can really use this. What's your feedback from other people that has come in and helped done this with you? Your patient, I would say patients for lack of better
Clients.
clients.
Yep,
okay.
clients, yep, yes.
Your clients that come back and say, "Hey, what's your feedback from them?"
So my very first client was a lady in her 60s, and she had done therapy. She'd done it all too, therapy, but she could not get rid of the depression, probably some anxiety. She ruminated on very negative thoughts, and no matter what she tried, she couldn't get that to go away. So she came in. People tend to come in kind of downtrodden and not a whole bunch of eye contact, and they kind of come slumped over.
Yeah.
And after maybe 1 or 2 sessions, she walked in more upright, and she didn't give me a whole lot of feedback when she was there, but I can
Just
see
the
it.
body language.
Yeah. And so one of the first shifts I typically see is people's depression lifting, and I saw that with her. She ended up doing 20 sessions, gave me a great review, talked a little more in detail. I was like, oh, this happened and this happened for her. That's great. But I ran into her 6 months later at the gym, and that was really cool feedback because she said, I'm still great. No ruminating thoughts anymore. So
Nice.
that was really, I'd say fun. It's just really rewarding.
Now, what is some of the? Well, I'm going to put this out because I know some people are going to be like, okay, there's a hidden somewhere. Is this covered by medical coverage? How does this get paid?
That's a good question. And I can take health savings account, but it is not covered by insurance.
Okay.
So I think that does stop some people. But if you consider the cost of medication that you'd take for a certain period of time,
It all
this
adds
is
up.
20 sessions for a certain price, and then it's over unless you want to come back for a tune-up. tune-up, we call them.
I like that.
And
And-
it's natural. It's drug-free.
And then, how does stress affect your body and brain on a daily function level?
How does it affect
How does
mine?
if you're stressed out, how does that affect your brain on a daily level of stress?
Personally, I feel like I lose my brains. So I train regularly, and that brings me back to center. I really can't speak.
Like I said, God forbid, they're watching TV, the news, and all of a sudden they're really stressed out. How does that affect your brain at that point? Does it really affect it a lot? Does people just all of a sudden get all tensed up and they're calling you the next day? How does that work?
So after people have brain training really helps with emotional regulation. So people who fly off the handle easily and don't really know why, there's usually some sort of underlying cause.
Right.
And what the brain training does is it just calms your central nervous system. It takes everybody out of fight or flight. It helps people not be reactive. So if that's what you're referring to. Yeah. So people who fly off the handle. I was somebody who flew off the handle. My car broke down on a main road during rush hour. And people were a little upset at me that I wasn't doing anything about it. But what I was doing was waiting for the tow truck. But I was calm during the whole situation, whereas other people would say, why aren't you crying right now? And I just knew I needed to handle the situation and get the job done and get off the road and out of people's way.
So it helped you deal with
It
that.
helped me deal with it and not break down in a puddle. I had a client come in. She has autistic twin boys.
Ooh.
And she came in and she falls asleep every time she has a session. But after her third or fourth session, she goes, I don't know if this is a big deal to you, but I not only washed and dried the laundry, I folded it and I put it away.
It's a big accomplishment.
It was a huge accomplishment
Yes.
because she couldn't get past the first two steps. And she also said, when life be lifing, she can handle it as it comes at her now. And she's got a lot of life to handle. So it
Two
really,
boys,
she's a
yeah.
good testimony on how it works for emotional regulation.
Nice. So what simple habits can people adopt to improve their brain health? Is there
That's a good
something they
question.
can do on a daily basis that would
Yes.
keep them in balance?
Yes, and I
Maybe
do coach
meditate
on that
or-
through the sessions. The first thing I coach is box breathing. It's a breathing technique that the Navy SEALs use to calm their systems down. So it's breathe in for, I think, a count of 4, hold for a count of 4, exhale for a count of 4, and then hold for a count of 4. And you do that until your system calms down. That works on your vagus nerve too. There's also sleep hygiene, and that doesn't mean taking a shower before you go to bed. I had a client ask about that. Sleep hygiene is catering to our circadian rhythm. So turning the lights down low as the evening comes, not being in the bright light, the blue light. That's really important, is to just get rid of that blue light in your house. You can fix your phone so it's not blue light. You can fix your TV so it doesn't have blue light. Not eating 2 hours, eat up to 2 hours before you go to bed. Don't eat after that because that causes digestion and spikes in
So your
insulin and
body's trying to
cortisol
digest while you're sleeping.
while you're supposed to be sleeping and
So I'm
and
doing all wrong
detoxing.
because I get up and actually, no, okay, let's get some cookies and milk.
Right,
I'm
right.
famous for that.
It's a coping mechanism because I did the same thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. So now I don't eat after 6 or 7 o'clock. What else? I'm trying to go off of memory here.
About drinking alcohol. Does that affect brain?
Caffeine is one thing you don't
Caffeine
want to
is the
drink
worst,
after 2
probably,
o'clock.
right?
Yeah, that'll keep you awake at night. Alcohol
Depends on how
is
much, right?
serious. No, it is, honestly, it's poison. So
It is.
I'll say I am a vodka drinker. So
Mm-hmm.
I do on occasion, but I've cut way back since I started doing this and getting healthy.
Should
and
have had vodka shots.
vodka shots.
Vodka.
But any
Yeah,
type
we
of
can rush
alcohol
it.
is
There you
poison.
go.
So it's not good for us, so we have to weigh the benefits with the...
Now, the people that come in, it's all walks of life, or is there
Mm-hmm.
like specific specialized fields that come in that you see more of or less? Explain
It's
to
everybody.
your
I've
clients.
had a 30-year-old client who came in. He told me a couple times after a couple sessions later that he was diagnosed with ADHD as a kid. I told this story. Did I tell it while we were on air?
No.
Okay. He was diagnosed. He didn't know it, but he was diagnosed with ADHD as a kid. They told him, I think he said in his 20s, which helped him understand his behavior. He was the one who came in and really skeptical. This is woohoo. But after maybe the first or second session, he slept all night, which he hadn't done in forever. A bookshelf even crashed in the middle of the night. He said, I got up, I fixed that up, and then I went right back to sleep, which usually never happened. And then he said, I like to make lists, and I've been making lists, and I've actually been accomplishing what's on my list, and I'm checking them off, and I'm going to start a hobby now because I can actually move forward and do that, and I'm going to fix my motorcycle because I can sit and focus on that, and I'm going to get a girlfriend, and I know he just bought a house, so he's doing very well.
Yeah.
Yeah. Another client came in, he had lost his wife, and it had been 2 years, and he just he was looking for the joy again. He was having trouble, so he came in, and I think the second session, he had texted me after he left. He said, I found myself whistling to the music in the grocery store. Seems like joy. And I'm behind the scenes
Nice.
going, yay!
That's great. So are there any foods or like lifestyle choices that impact the brain?
Yes, that's a good question. So I coach people on how to eat. I mean, sugar is poison.
Yes, it is.
Everybody's heard this. Everybody's heard it, whether they want to listen to it or not. You're not supposed to eat a lot of white sugar and white flour.
Like cancer feeds on sugar.
And cancer feeds on sugar, yes. So there are.
not
I
either.
have a sheet of food hacks where if you eat vegetables first, that fills your gut, and then you eat protein, and then you eat the carbs last, and that
So there's an
reduces. Yes, that reduces any insulin spikes you may have, which just helps your whole body function better.
Wow.
I did not know about the sugar part. I just learned something new.
Yeah.
Well, I'm ADHD too, and then I was told that it's like sugar's bad for you for people like myself, that
Okay.
ADHD. But I didn't realize cancer feed off of sugar.
It
That's
does.
something
It
I
feeds,
just
if you can cut sugar like totally out of your diet, I've heard of people being healed of cancer. I'm not a doctor. I've just heard this
Right.
before. I've heard of people being healed of cancer just solely cutting sugar out of their diet.
no. Now you just explained everything.
Total sugar. Everything.
No, well, my brother-in-law, who just recently passed, took care of him with stage 4 cancer. We were down at UVM Hospital, and not knowing what you just told me. So I'm down there looking. Okay, I'm a Coke. I'm a big Coke Mountain Dew person. Non-sugar, no sugar, no sugar. Everything they sold had no sugar. I had soda pop.
Oh, that's good.
No sugar. I was going nuts. So I was like, there's got to be something with sugar. So I said, tried orange juice. Even orange juice said no sugar. Like, are you serious? So one people says, well, if you buy Faygo Red Pop, it's not as bad. Fine. All right. So it's 2 a.m. I'll give it a try. It's acquired taste, all right? That's all I'm going to say. That's an acquired taste.
I liked it as a kid.
No, the no sugar part of, try no sugar Faygo.
yeah, I
Try
don't
that
like
Red Pop. Try it. Just try it.
Sugar's a hard habit to break because
is.
they
It's
say it's
addictive,
more
highly.
addictive than
So
cocaine.
it makes
It
sense
is.
since we're down there with this treatment.
Yeah.
Even though we weren't in
Yeah.
a cancer wing, we were in the main hospital. But now it makes more sense why everything was non-sugar.
Why did they have sodas though? I mean, like, if they're going to be a
Any
healthy
kind
hospital,
of soda,
get rid of the
right?
crap.
Pepsi and Coke, 0 sugar. I'm thinking, I already tried that. It's not good. I tried this. It's not. And then and don't do this. Well, you can do this, but have fun with the guys, ladies. Bottled water says smart water. I said, I got to. I'm on my fourth day there with them. All right, put on a cash register. Anything else? It says, well, according to this, it says smart water. And I need all the help I can get. So tomorrow I should be a doctor if I drink this, right? She looked at me. Well, it says smart water. So in theory, if you're telling me it's smart water, that means water's going to make me smarter. She looked at me again and says, well, all right, let's put it this way. It doesn't say dumbass water for a reason. She says, all right, get out of here. So, through my travels, you have to have fun with, because people, again, who thought they have smart water? Like, really? The water can be smart, but, But yeah, like I said, the sugar thing, I did not know that. And then said it was brown and white. What's the difference between the brown and white, whatever?
It's less processed. You mean sugar?
Yeah.
It's brown sugar is less processed.
So the brown sugar that you actually buy in a box that says brown sugar, that's better for you?
No,
then?
not that kind.
Oh, not
Well,
that.
if you eat, no, it's not better for you.
We'll talk offline.
Sweetness,
Yeah, we'll talk offline. Now you got me interested about the
anything
sugar stuff.
processed, anything really processed is just you.
Yeah.
I mean, you can go to extremes with it all too. I still have chocolate chip cookies and ice cream because I like that stuff. I just don't eat it every night.
Well, that
There's
explains
sugar
why,
in
explains why
everything.
the Netherlands are living so much longer and healthier, because they probably don't have all the junk that we have here.
Right,
Just
for
saying.
sure.
That's
Yeah.
true.
I mean,
That's true.
if anybody's ate cheese over Europe like I have, the cheese in Europe is not the cheese here.
Right.
Trust me.
Right.
It's better over there.
Less processed.
You got me in a kick. My wife's going to
So-
hate me, which is
So,
good.
have you seen brain training help people in unexpected ways? Anything that like you were like really surprised about?
You know,
The client with her laundry,
Yeah.
that was unexpected. It's everybody has their stuff. I'm drawing a blank.
I mean, well, okay. Since you had it, what's it done for you? Since you got how many days since you've had it?
Well, I did it last Friday.
That was your first session.
Just one session.
just
one
one
se-
session.
just one
And
session.
Potentially, it takes more than just
Right,
one.
I understand, but
But initially, my first reaction was I felt very light. I was like floaty. I said my arms felt floaty, and I was very relaxed. And I think I slept better that night as well. Usually, I don't have a problem sleeping too much anyway, but I slept better because I have a sciatica that bothers me in the middle of the night sometimes and wakes me up. But I slept better, but how many treatments do you think really start affecting people? Is it 5,
Within the
10?
first 5 treatments, I strongly recommend 20 sessions because that's where the brain will hold the training. Like you can't go to the gym 5 times and
expect
get big
to
muscles.
change,
Yeah.
right.
So same thing with this. I did have my last client. He had 40 sessions altogether, and an unexpected thing that he did was he came in dark colored clothes to start off with. And again, he had depression and anxiety, just walked in, barely looked at me, hardly talked, started coming out of his shell. And then, like, in between the first 20 sessions and the second 20 sessions, he started wearing bright colored clothes. He was buying himself new clothes and
nice.
wearing bright colored clothes and just really coming back to life. And his Google review says that. I feel like myself again and coming back to life, and I can pay attention and have fun again.
Well, people like me that want to get a hold of you, how do they get a hold of you?
I have a website, www.serenebrainllc.com, SERENE, brain, BRAINLLC.com. I'm on Facebook as the Serene Brain.
Is there any, I know we have people, is there anybody else, okay, I don't live here in Michigan, Fenton, and I'm seeing this over in California or
Yeah.
wherever. Is there other places like this around?
Yes, yep.
So all I gotta do is just Google it, I take it?
Yes, possibly. A lot of people have found me just by Googling.
Okay.
My first client, very first client, she found me because she read a book called The Body Keeps the Score, and they talk about neurofeedback. And so she Googled neurofeedback, or must have been neurofeedback, and my SEO works very good, thanks to my son who set me up.
Nice.
Hey,
That's good.
with this young generation, it helps to have people in the right
Yes,
places. That's all
yes.
I'm saying. Because there's people out there that suffer from this. They just don't know it, or
Right.
tried like you have all these
Right.
different options, different
Right.
avenues, and it's okay. I just don't know where to go anymore. Mm-hmm. And that's why I was just trying to figure out best way to get a hold of you. Now, through that, are you involved with the Chamber of Commerce? Are you involved with other
am.
organizations?
Yep, I am involved with the Fenton Linden Chamber of Commerce, mostly them. And I
Okay.
head to all their networking events to try to get the word out. Not try, I'm getting the word out about this business.
Right, that's how I originally met her, was
Mm-hmm.
at a ribbon cutting for our previous guest, Brandon and Brianna, with
Yep.
the sim racing.
Yep.
She was at the ribbon cutting, and I ran into her there and said, "Hey."
And we talked and we set this up, yeah.
I would love to have you as a guest.
I also
So-
try to post in all the community places on Facebook too, just to try to get the word out through those.
Right, for sure.
And then, what was the, I guess, driving force of saying, I want to build a business here in Fenton? What was your drive to do that?
That's a really cool story. I live here. Like I said, I'm a realtor and I focus Southern Genesee County, all of Livingston County, and this side of Oakland County. But I was driving all around for that. And this helped me so much, I wanted to bring it home. I really hadn't considered Fenton Linden home until I started this business. I always thought, I grew up in Howell. In Howell, Livingston County, and I always expected to move. I wanted to
Go
move back home.
Right.
But my kids are here, and then I started this business, and for whatever reason in my brain, it kind of solidified, this is home. This is finally feeling like home.
Yeah.
It does, because I'm with you on that. I went to Kersey schools, come back to the military, and then moving from one place to the next place, and finally moved out to Byron. So I'm in Shiawassee County, just north of Howell. You know, Byron's a small community, very small. So, okay, we got to drive. And I'm thinking, okay, I'm always consistently driving to Kearsley area where I grew
Right.
up. And I find that people in the southern Genesee County are just more accepting, more friendlier in a lot of ways. And it's kind of weird how they just kind of, hey, how you doing? They don't make judgment. Oh, yeah, they take you in. And it's really nice to have that as a business owner, that they're willing to give you a shot versus,
Yes.
yeah, you're not from here, get out of here. You didn't
Yeah.
graduate in 1945, so get out, It's great that they take new people in and give them a chance. And that's what I like about this community a lot.
The business community has been very welcoming, as if I've known everybody forever, and I'm really just getting to know people, so it's been fabulous.
Yes, and then I found that place too. Like I said, this is home. It's like, okay, this is home. You been? What time? Did you graduate from Fenton? No. It's just a long story. Like you said, a long story, man. So I get that. Now, through your travels of doing this, has it been where you get a person come in thinking, yeah, this person's gonna need a lot of work, but then within some of these sessions, it surprised you, man, this really worked for them.
I see it working really quickly. The person themselves, they don't see it as much because it is such a subtle, I call them shifts. You'll have shifts. So I always remind people who are doing the sessions, pay attention to anything that feels or looks or sounds different to you and attribute it to the training because it's so subtle. It's just non-invasive and subtle, and you just lay back and relax, and your brain does all the work, but you don't even know it's happening. And I don't travel. I have an office here, just
You
north
can walk
of here.
there.
Yeah,
It's like right there.
And I was asked, where is your office at?
it's in the big mirrored building, almost across the street, the
from-
Northtown Professional Center.
Yes. Okay. Yep.
Yep, right by Collaboration Grounds, just for those people listening. It's on
Kinda kitty
Fenton-
corner.
Is this Leroy? Or?
Yeah.
Yeah, and
Leroy.
it turns into Fenton.
Yeah,
They
it's
call
on
it
Fenton,
Fenton,
but
Fenton,
far.
but yeah.
So my address is North Fenton.
Yeah.
This address is Leroy.
Now with people
Same
that,
road.
with the, just say the climate, it is. Does this help those people that really just they're so stressed out about everything that's
Yeah.
with the climate that we have?
Yeah.
Does it help out with those type of people?
It really calms down the central nervous system for most people.
That's
it,
good.
It helps people regulate.
Yeah. I don't think people realize how important calming the nervous system
Right,
is.
right.
I've been learning a lot lately about that, not just since I met you, but before I met you, about breathing techniques
Mm-hmm. Right.
and how important that can be to your central nervous system. And not to get woo-woo, but, you know, there's a vibration. Everything
Right.
has a vibration. And so you want to get your body into the proper vibration, including your brain. And
There's a lot in the electromagnetic field, all the
Right.
outlets, the phones, all the electricity that's going around us. Just like you said, the environment, like we're talking the physical environment, the LED lights
Right.
are horrible for our brains and our
Right.
central nervous systems. I switched out light bulbs from the blue light bulbs to, they kind of have an amber tone.
Yep.
And that's all we use. And my son walked into the house in the evening. He goes, "Wow, this feels really good," because it makes you're like this. I mean, the light is bright, and it's
Right.
a horribly bright light.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
that
fluorescent
alone
lights are
affects our brains
yeah.
and our central nervous systems.
And we're talking about sleep earlier. So, is there an average that brain should be sleeping, or you should be sleeping to have their brain to relax? Is there any type of magic
Yes.
says? Because we grew up with, I have to have 8 hours of sleep, or else you
Right.
can't function.
never get it.
And that's
Another
what they say.
Yes.
8. You should shoot for 8 because your body. That's when your brain detoxes.
Yeah.
I get 6 hours sleep, and
that's about what I get.
I
too,
don't. I
6.
want to get 8, but I get 6, and I'm great with 6. I just like that extra couple hours just to sleep.
Yeah.
And what are the misconceptions about brain training?
that it's woohoo. That it doesn't work, but it does work. that's
Right,
the only
you
one
just
I'm
gotta
coming
be
up
willing
with.
to give it a chance.
Yes. Yeah.
And go through
And
all
that's
your
why
sessions,
I offer a
right.
free consult and including a trial brain training session, so people can come in and get a feel for the office, get a feel for me, and learn all about the system and try it out.
Right. And when people are doing this, you're also coaching them on. Are you coaching them on like diet and lifestyle?
Yes. Yep. The breathing, diet and lifestyle, exercise. One thing we didn't talk about was gratitude. Writing everything you're grateful for in the morning,
Yeah,
because that
that's
will
always good,
literally
too.
rewire your brain in positive ways. It creates new neural pathways.
Mm-hmm.
And then at the end of the day, we always talk about goals. Write down your goals, but when we look at our goals, I know I used to look at the goals I didn't reach, but I read a book called Gaps versus Gains, and it taught me to look at the gains. Instead of looking at my goals and that I didn't reach my goals, write down 5 things in the evening that I accomplished, no matter what they are, because when we focus on what we didn't do, that's a cortisol hit to our system. When we focus on what we do, that's a dopamine hit, and it creates a whole different environment in our brains.
Right.
Yeah, I run into people like everybody else. How you doing today? Hey, I'm 6 foot above ground. That's all that matters, man.
I guess that's something to be grateful
I get
for.
to see sunshine, man. I said, it could be worse. I mean, well, we are at a kid's school dance. We could have 12 feet of snow and stuck with everybody. Oh, no, we can't have that. It's like, so you try to have fun with it to get people
Right.
more uplifting, I
Right.
guess you might say.
Yep.
Look at the positive side.
Focus on the positive.
Because I took a course at Dale Carnegie, and one of the books was How to Stop Worrying and Start Living, and it's really a good book to analyze things as in, okay, this is going to happen. What's the worst that can happen at this situation? Once you accept it, then you can start living because
Right.
you accepted the worst thing
Right.
that can happen.
Right.
Whether it's a car breaking down, okay, what's the worst that can happen? Oh, okay, so we hit my car and total it out. Okay, there you go.
Get a new car.
Get a car, right. Now you can move forward. It's just one of those things. Randy, do you have any more questions, Chief?
So, if listeners remember only one takeaway from today's conversation, what would you want it to be?
Brain training works. I've seen it over and over again. It works.
I've heard lots of testimonials, not only from you, but from the other place that advertises on Bob Duco.
Oh, right. Yes.
I've heard tons of testimonials,
Right.
including Bob's, from the training. So, if anyone, is interested, definitely check out, the Serene Brain.
Come in for your free consult and trial brain training session.
Right.
And before we go, I do like to know, as you were starting a business, what did you face any adversity? Any challenges along the way while you were starting this business up?
I'm still starting.
She's still in startup.
There you go, ladies.
So I'm
She's
still a
starting.
new business owner with all new business owner struggles.
Yeah.
That's
So
a
I
good
do
one.
a lot of my own brain training on myself too, just so I can handle it all.
Yeah. Well, it's just, letting people know what you do and how you can help
Yes.
them and
Yeah.
getting the word out there
Yes.
about your business. And the Chamber of Commerce helps with that. And
Well, you guys are helping too.
And we're
You guys
helping,
have
yeah.
blessed me so much, and I hope we're blessing people to learn about this
right.
too.
Yep. And, I will be sharing this as well on my Live and Local Linden, Live and Local Fenton channels, and then the Bill and Randy podcast. And again, people can find us on Spotify, Amazon Music, YouTube, Facebook, and iHeartRadio. So there's like 4 or 5 different ways you can listen to the Bill and Randy podcast. And we're your community connection. We're not just about Bill and Randy. This is about community. And Linden, Fenton, Genesee County. And if people want to, connect with us, connect with Serene Brain, send us an email or call us. If you want to be a guest on the Bill and Randy podcast and talk about your business, we'd love to have you.
Or just let us know, hey, don't let Bill sing again. Which is good.
Right.
Ladies and gentlemen, that is a wrap for the Bill and Randy Show. And Kelly, thank you for coming.
Thank you
so
so
much.
much.
Serene.
Thank you so much.
This was totally cool. Very informative. A lot of things I'm going to take advantage of, actually, when we talk offline. So again, ladies and gentlemen, this is a wrap. Thank you for listening to
Yes.
us. Bill and Randy Show. We're out.
Thank you.